Hey, we're Black Veil Brides, and you're watching Eric live on the air.
Alone at last we can sit and find, and I've lost all faith in this blurring light.
You may be cramped, but I'm sitting here with
Black Veil Brides.
we have
Jinx, Andy,
Jake?
Sandra.
and Ashley is upstairs getting gear right now, so he might be joining us later.
what type of inspirations do you guys have? I mean, if you could pick out one for each of you, I guess.
Okay, yeah, well, what's your biggest influence?
Metallica, Megadeth were my biggest influences growing up.
The Misfits, Danzig, that's here.
My mom's one of my biggest influences, but it's a guitar player, Paul Gilbert.
Yeah, I like every musician that could just like perform and put on a good show. Like, I don't really have
Now, you guys have been a band for how long?
I started this band when I was about 14, 19 now.
What would you say is your least favorite about being in a band? But then also, I mean, obviously, besides, getting to play, what is your favorite aspect?
Honestly, just the kids. I mean, the coolest part about being in a band and touring is the actual act of getting to talk to the kids or hearing people's stories, because so much of the music that we write is about life stories or things that happened to us or growing up. So getting to actually talk to kids and hear what their lives have been like or things that they've been through, I mean, that's probably the most rewarding thing about being on tour or being in a band, because the actual act of touring itself, isn't that glamorous. You're in a van, you're not eating very much, you're kind of just going from city to city, but the most rewarding thing is always the show, and then especially after the show when you get to meet people.
Yeah. Or
Definitely hearing, when kids come up and say that you guys help people.
Yeah.
That has a big
that's
impact, and I'd say the worst thing about touring is just, we don't sleep a lot.
Yeah,
We don't
no
sleep very
sleep.
much at all.
That's
I haven't
about it,
slept the
but,
last couple of days.
Whatever.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It comes with the,
It
comes with the
comes
territory.
with it.
Yeah.
So.
It's like getting elected to be president and then complaining that you don't like to wear a tie.
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to get what you want in the world, just deal with it.
I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Once we get
complain
on
about it.
stage, we get on stage and that curtain drops and we play in front of those kids. It's the greatest feeling in the world. It's like it doesn't matter how much sleep we've gotten or what we've had to deal with to get here. That makes all the matter.
The makeup was just really like, when I started the band, I just kind of, it evolved into what we do now, but it was kind of just wanting to put on kind of a theatrical show, something more than a lot of kids were seeing, seeing in a lot of local bands.
That's how you know he's the baby, the Kraken.
Yeah, no, that's from singing
Yeah.
every night. Yeah, I mean, it was just trying to kind of put on more of a show. I mean, and it's also become an extension where it was like, where I grew up, I was often teased and made fun of for the way that I looked, and for me, it was like the ultimate fuck you was like to dress up in the most, the way that I wanted to the most. I mean, it's not, it's not like anything that we do is ultra outrageous. We're not Marilyn Manson wearing, thongs and stuff on stage. It's just like what we do. Yeah. No, I don't think many people would want to see that. But like what we do is, it's rock and roll. It's black leather. It's black makeup. It's about the show and about bringing kind of that street attitude or look back to music.
People just don't do it anymore.
Motley Crue, Kiss, it's like stuff that we grew up with.
I definitely, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, Kiss was the first band that came to mind. Probably. What would you say is going to happen in the future? Like, what do you expect from the future of you guys?
I mean, I don't really see any ceiling for the band. We want to be, that band that, has longevity and stands the test of time. It's one of those things where I think often bands set a ceiling for themselves where they want to be the kind of band that's, on a certain tour or doing a certain thing. And for us, it's like, we just want to do everything that we possibly can to live out our dreams. And, hopefully with the support of the fans, we can do that. I mean, there's really no ceiling. We don't cap what we want to do. We just want to be that band that brings music back, rock and roll music back to arenas. We want to do those type of things. But ultimately, we get to play every single night for, kids that want to hear our music. That's our biggest goal.
It's very interesting because the second that they see you, like, you don't have to say a word. The second they see you is just screaming. I mean, mostly 13-year-old girls and stuff like that, but screaming nonetheless.
Well, I mean, it's actually interesting that you bring up the age of our fan base, because I think that oftentimes people get down on the younger kids for liking a particular type of music or an image, and I think that it's important to note that, when you were, 10, 11 years old, you liked things like the Ninja Turtles because you liked them aesthetically. You thought that it was cool looking. It wasn't because they had some sort of great backstory. The older you get, the kids are getting more and more into, the meaning behind our lyrics lyrics and stuff, but at a certain age, it's all about finding something that you associate with, whether it's a visual thing or, you know, a musical thing, and then having that be something you associate with your life. I think that often people get upset with kids for just being kids, and you know, we have a lot of young fans, and I'm so much happier that they come to the show dressed up in makeup and want to see our visual appearance than, you know, be at home, you know, cutting themselves or doing drugs or anything else, because, you know, this is a healthy release. This is what, you know, rock and roll music is all about. This is what the punk movement was about. This is what, you know, metal was about. It's about letting out your anger and aggression through music, you know, you play, and the volume of music that you play or music that you listen to. And going to shows should be a community aspect. It should be something that kids can get out their, you know, inner aggression through excitement, you know, and that's really, I would hope more than anything, that's what kids get out of our shows.
Like, we relate to these kids because we were those kids, you know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
we were, you know, come from the same place. So.
Yeah, we were all, you know, I mean, I think all of us experienced in our lives, we're all from small towns, and, you know, or parts of our lives where, you know, we were the different kids, we were the outcasts, and regardless of what it was, in what, you know, what aspect we were always different in some way. And I think that mutual, you know, sort of hatred of the status quo sort of brought us together in what we're doing.
Now, where's the name of the band come from?
Black Veil Brides, I grew up in a strictly Roman Catholic area in Kentucky, and I love, like, Catholic imagery. My grandparents are devout Catholics and the greatest people in the world, but I just love the imagery of it. It's a term for when a nun marries into the church. She marries God and gives up the cardinal pleasures of life, which I thought, what better name for a rock and roll band, which is literally about just the cardinal pleasures of life, being yourself and having a good time, than, you know, the inverse, you know, sort of nature of it being a black veil bride, which is such a sad term in a sense, because, you know, it's, although it's about giving up something that you want, or giving up something for something that you want, it's still a very sad moment in life when you're giving up the joy of life for something that you know, that you believe in, or whatever it is. So for us, it was just about, you know, when I named the band, it was just, I liked the sound of the, you know, sort of the yin and yang of it, but also I just thought it was a, you know, an interesting little comment on rock and roll in the way it is now.
Hi, I'm Ashley Purdy. I play bass.
Do you have any other tours coming up?
Yeah, we're doing a headlining tour in the summer. Hot Topic is putting that on. It's going to be Hot Topic presents Black Veil Brides. We have 3 other bands that are coming out with us. It's going to be like a 3-month-long tour doing all the U.S., so it's very exciting.
You coming back here?
Yeah, we probably are. Yeah, I think we are. So
That's this summer?
that is this summer. Our record comes out July 6th,
Okay.
and it'll be in Hot Topic stores everywhere, and then we'll be on tour all summer.
Most enjoyed song by each one of you to play, listen to, and then overall, what would you say is the fan favorite?
Well, fan favorite obviously right now is Nasty Plans, which is, you know, awesome. But, you know, we've been playing Lost and Soul tour a lot of, you know, almost the whole set is new songs. And so, you know, obviously the record comes out July 6th, and that's when the kids will get to know it. But I would say the most exciting song for me to play live is I really like playing one of our new songs called Sweet Blasphemy. That's a really fun song to play because it's a pretty solid message, and I'm pretty, you know, proud of the band for, you know, that song. I'm very happy with it. I think the kids really seem to respond to it every night. But, you know, everybody's got different favorite songs or different parts of the songs. But yeah, fan favorite right now will be Nasty Plans, but hopefully after the record comes out, they get to hear the other songs.
Yeah, I'm excited to play new ones that we haven't got to play yet. So.
Yeah, there's songs on the record that we haven't even played live yet, so.
Thank you, and thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
We did an interview with the band.
My